Bam! An axe blade cut an ornate table clean in half. Lord Byrum Clay furiously smashed the table to pieces with his weapon. His head was beet red as he addressed Golden Axe and other high-ranking members of House Clay in their family's great hall. The Hayfield family has gone too far. How dare my son's treacherous murderer openly wander the same streets as me? They've been allowed to live undisturbed for far too long. I ought to slay all of them myself. Lord Clay had done the High Lord Raven's bidding and had waited for his moment to strike. But after learning of the deal between House Raven and House Crane, Lord Byrum was concerned that he would lose his chance for vengeance. Golden Axe cleared his throat to speak in a calming tone. My lord brother, perhaps it would be wise for someone outside the family to exact our revenge for us. As it stands, we would not wish to displease the High Lord Raven, or, even more importantly, the Duke himself. Lord Clay turned to face his men and gritted his teeth. Damn it! You say things I do not wish to hear. But you are right, dear brother. Mordred Dageth, approach me. Out of the shadows appeared a figure clad in all black, with a belt full of throwing knives and daggers at his side. This mysterious man knelt before Lord Byrum and lowered his head. Mordred Dageth is at your service, Master Clay. Mordred, tonight I want you to go to the hotel where House Hayfield is staying. Do not bother with the son or Lord Ulrich. Instead, I want you to murder Lord Hayfield's 20-year-old daughter. I want them to wake up tomorrow and feel the pain they made me feel. And Mordred, yes, Master Clay, I want her to suffer. Yes, sir. With that, Mordred Dageth disappeared from view, leaping up and out of the great hall and into the night's sky through a window in a matter of seconds. Lord Byrum's sinister smile faded as his eldest son, Michael Clay, spoke up. Father, why entrust such a mission to a sellsword? I should be the one shedding blood for Jason. It should be my task. Michael, do not flatter yourself. Your skills are not yet strong enough to take on Lord Ulrich if he were to catch you. Mordred's abilities as a level 9 apprentice fighter are second only to my own. Lord Byrum chuckled as he thought of Lord Ulrich waking up to the ghastly sight of his only daughter lying in a pool of her own blood. Everybody knows those fiendish Hayfields care for their young Amelia more than anything else in this world. If I can kill her quickly and brutally, I can break the fighting spirit inside of Ulrich and Nathan before the examinations have even begun. Finally, then, my precious little Jason can find peace. Of course, he had no way of knowing that Lord Ulrich himself had finally surpassed apprentice level 7 and was now his equal at master level 1. Instead, Lord Byrum reveled in his bloody fantasy as he caught Michael's eyes once more. Besides, if my sellsword were to be captured, he'd die before he'd give up our family name. Therefore, there is no risk of this attack coming back to haunt us. Whereas, if I let you go after her, the risk to House Clay's reputation grows significantly. Fine. I shall do as you say this time, but I demand an opportunity to face Nathan in combat once the time comes. Very well, my son. You shall have your fight soon enough. Later that night, Mordred watched from a rooftop through slits in his black mask as the Hayfield family went into their respective rooms in the hotel to sleep. He waited until all 3 of their candle lights went out before making a move. After all, Mordred was a patient man. Without a sound, Mordred crept across the rooftop before leaping down onto the balcony outside of Amelia's window. Swoosh! He landed softly and smirked at the sleeping young woman in her bed. She had no idea that this was the last dream she would ever have. He hoped it was a good one. He had studied her habits all afternoon and knew exactly which room she was in and exactly where she would be lying when he got inside. Mordred slowly opened Amelia's window with a lock-picking tool and thought about how easy this all was for him now. He had spent years mastering the way of the assassin and had lived through many close calls, but now this type of work seemed dull.
A backcountry noble whose strength is lower than mine and his runt of a son at beginner level 2, barely worth hiding from. Why sneak around at all? Why not kill all 3 now and be done with it? I'm sure Lord Clay would reward me well if I brought him 3 heads instead of 1.
As Mordred finally slid the window all the way up, he stepped 1 foot into the room when an unseen voice whispered in his ear.
Hello there, my friend. What brings you here on this fine evening?
Mordred couldn't believe his ears.
What? Who could possibly have spotted me lurking around this time of night? I stayed in the shadows and barely made a sound. Whoever they are, their power level must be insane.
Mordred didn't even turn to look at his new companion as he tried to leap onto another balcony. But before he could go anywhere, a firm hand gripped his shoulder and pulled him back down. Mordred tried twice more to jump away, and twice more, the unseen figure pulled him down with a strength he had never before experienced.
Where you going there, buddy? I thought you wanted to have a little late-night party with us. What's the matter? Getting cold feet?
Under Mordred's mask, he sweat profusely.
Whoever this guy is, he's way tougher than me. I've got to get out of here, and fast. Perhaps this master is only some random expert who was passing by. If I just explain the situation and then flatter his strength, maybe he'll let me go.
Mordred stiffly turned his head to face the stranger for the first time. His eyeballs nearly popped out of their sockets when he realized that the stranger in front of him was none other than Lord Ulrich's son, Nathan Hayfield.
You, but you're just a child.
Mordred could barely get out a sentence. The shock of the situation froze his entire body, and all he could do was stand there, mouth agape at Nathan.
You really thought you had us, didn't you? Too bad I picked up your scent immediately. I've been watching you since this afternoon when you spied on us in the restaurant.
Nathan smiled and thought about how lucky he was to have access to the power of Asura. It had helped to warn him of Mordred's presence. In fact, any time there was dark energy stemming from a person with an intent to kill near Nathan, the power of Asura alerted him. Nathan's smile fell into a grimace as his tone grew cold.
Now tell me, my friend in black, who sent you? Was it House Raven? What about the Clays? Or was it the Crane family? No, I cannot say. Well, let's think for a moment, shall we? The Cranes don't have the influence in Godricshall to pull a stunt like this, so let's cross them off. Next, we've got the Ravens and the Clays. What do you think? Am I getting warmer? Do what you will of me. I'll never talk, no matter what.
Ah, okay then. The Clays it is.
Wait, no. How? How did you...
Nathan's lips curved into a sinister snarl.
I didn't. You just told me.
Nathan had bet on the Clays based on everything he knew about House Raven. Sure, the High Lord Raven was infamous for his underhanded tactics and cold-blooded attacks at night, but he was also known for his cunning, and there was no way he'd have been foolish enough to ever send a single low-level assassin to finish off an important job.
I didn't tell you anything. You don't know what you're talking about.
Mordred couldn't believe it. In a few short moments, Nathan had extracted the sole piece of information he had sworn to his lord never to reveal, even in death. Now, all he could do was puzzle over how Nathan could have possibly become so strong, when all the information he had collected said the boy's victory over Jason was nothing but a tall tale, and that he was really just a weakling.
Tell me, why did Lord Byrum send you here?"
Nathan's voice sent shivers down Mordred's spine as his body tensed up. He felt Nathan's grip on his shoulder tighten.
I'll never say a word. You must as well kill me now." "If you insist. Very well, then. I'll venture he wished for you to harm my sister in all sorts of ways to scare me. Maybe I should return the favor to him instead."
Nathan's grip grew even tighter until Mordred could feel the tendons in his arm breaking.
"Please, just kill me swiftly, but first I must know, how did you become so powerful?" "Why don't you ask the heavens when you get there?"
With that, Nathan drew his knife and slashed across Mordred's face, instantly blinding him. Mordred fell to the ground and felt around in horror as Nathan stood over him and slowly approached with the knife.
You've blinded me!" "I've done you a kindness. Since you intended on giving my sister a horrid death, I shall do the same to you, but unlike your plans, I won't make you watch as I do it."
Nathan's dark words gave Mordred goosebumps. He knew that he had somehow encountered the devil on earth in the form of a young teenager. At that moment, he would have rather faced 100 dragons than the short boy in front of him. Thoughts wildly bounced around in his head.
"Curse you, Lord Byrum. How could you be such a fool as to make an enemy of this powerful being? After all the things I've done for House Clay, why did they have to go and make a foe out of this mighty young man?"
Slash, slash, slash. Nathan's blade cut deep into Mordred's skin as he carved a message into the assassin's chest. The strikes were so fast, the assassin had no time to scream. Nathan took no joy in what he was doing now, but he firmly believed that it needed to be done. The fact that the Clays had stooped so low as to go after his sister infuriated him.
"Amelia is no warrior. There is no honor to be won in slaying her. Those bastards even think I'm weaker than them. Yet they shirk away from open combat and, instead, try to commit murder against an innocent. I swore to my mother that I would find her killer, and now, before Amelia, I'll swear to protect her against all those who try to repeat the act on her."
Before Nathan even realized what he'd done, he found himself covered slick with blood. Beneath him lay what remained of Mordred the assassin. The formidable sellsword was now nothing more than a pulpy mass of black and red liquids. As Nathan calmed himself down and caught his breath, he wiped off his blade and contemplated his next move.
If that was the Clay's family best assassin, I'm certainly strong enough to face Lord Byron himself. Based on all that skullduggery, I'm feeling less than merciful right now.
With that, Nathan turned to his sleeping sister in her room and whispered,
"Rest easy, sister. I will not let them harm you."
Then Nathan picked up the body, slung it over his shoulders, and leaped off his sister's balcony onto the roof of a nearby building. As the moon rose high in the sky, Nathan flew across the rooftops of the city toward the manor of House Clay.